handful of cooking videos on my channel, and typically I'm sharing with you guys some of my favorite meals or recipes or like easy meal preps, things like that. And typically I don't think cooking is that hard because I'm just like chopping up a vegetable, cooking a meat, kind of mushing it all together, and then I have a meal. Pretty self-explanatory. However, I don't have a lot of experience with cooking and baking things from scratch. So I thought I would challenge myself in today's video to try to make something from scratch. And I'm gonna start small, I'm gonna start easy, but I'm going for a homemade, from scratch, peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Now, this has been done before on YouTube. This is not my original idea. There are several videos out there already of people trying this, and I thought it'd be a lot of fun because I have no experience in this, and it could either go really great or it could go terribly. I figured starting with something like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich wouldn't be too terribly difficult because it's only 3 ingredients, right? Having to make all 3 of those from scratch is where it's gonna be a little interesting. So yesterday I ran to the store, got the ingredients I needed to create the sandwich, and because something like bread takes a little bit of time to make from scratch, I got all the ingredients yesterday, I made the dough, and the dough actually has been sitting and rising for almost 24 hours. And I will insert the footage here. So like I mentioned, because it's bread and you have to make the dough, I did make it yesterday. It had to sit for 24 hours, but I stored it in our pantry over here just for it to be like in a cool, dark place for 24 hours. I have not seen the dough since yesterday around this time. So this is gonna be a first live look at what the dough looks like, and then from there, we bake. I've never baked bread before. I didn't know it was gonna get this huge. Oh, I'm really excited now. Okay, really quick before I start kneading the dough, I'm gonna go ahead and preheat the oven. The Pinterest recipe said 450, but I'm gonna be cooking it baking it, whatever, in this pan. Google says that this is oven safe up to 450 degrees. I don't know why I have a theory in my head that if I put it at 450 degrees, it's gonna just like explode. I'm just going to watch the time and do like a little bit longer because that, again, I have this theory, 450, it's just gonna in the oven. Let's get to kneading the dough. I've never done this before. I have my all-purpose flour here. I've already washed my hands. I can't believe how much it rose overnight. Look at that consistency. I followed the Pinterest recipe for the actual dough, but from here, we're just going from it. I've seen people do this though, so it doesn't stick to my counter. I feel like it's so sticky. It is sticky. Do I need to oil my hands? I only have avocado spray oil. Is that gonna work? We're about to find out. I don't know what I'm doing actually. Ah, it's so sticky. I mean, it looks like a dough, that's for sure. I think I've baked like 4 things from scratch in my entire life, excluding the 2 baking videos I have on my channel with my friends where we're baking like brownies and stuff like that. How do you knead dough? Don't you go like this? You like fold it over and push down. I don't want to wash my hands, so we're just gonna go like this. Aha! Look at that. Problem solved. I honestly, like, I know I keep saying that it's sticky, but did I do something wrong because it's so sticky? I feel like this is really sticky. This can't be right. Okay, from here, I'm going to use some aluminum foil. Not feeling very confident with this one. Oh, there we go. I don't know if I'm supposed to do that. I'm also gonna sprinkle just a little bit more flour, just so it doesn't stick a lot. I know my mom used to do that when she would bake cakes and stuff, do a little bit of flour. How do I pick this up with the least amount of dough transferred to my hands? We're going wild. Why am I nervous to pick this up? It just doesn't look right, but you know what? That actually went smoother than I thought. So I'm gonna take a knife and we're gonna score the top, I think is the word. You score it. Am I doing anything right now? What's the point of scoring it if it just flops back into place? Whatever, I'm done with it. A little flour on top. And because I don't have a lid for this to go in the oven, we're just gonna top it with some aluminum foil. Fingers crossed that I don't burn down the apartment. Okay, moving on to the jelly / jam. I decided to go for strawberry. I feel like that would be just the easiest. I have absolutely zero idea how one would make grape jelly, because when you start to squish grapes, it just turns into nothing. Like I literally don't get the process of that. But good thing I'm not a jelly maker, so it's fine. But I'm gonna do strawberries because I feel like it's a classic and I feel like also it's gonna be the easiest. So I'm just gonna take the stems off and then I'll be quartering them, adding them to my pot here. So fun fact, my mom used to pack my brother and I's lunch, and just about every single day of elementary school, my mom made my brother and I peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. My mom had a little secret. The secret was, one, she used seedless blackberry jelly, which was best thing ever, chef's kiss. It just stepped up the game of the peanut butter and jelly. And secondly, the reason that the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches were so good is because she would do peanut butter on both sides of the bread, jelly in the middle. That way, by the time you got to lunch, your bread wasn't soggy because there was a nice little peanut butter hug protecting the jelly from the bread. Okay, the oven just preheated a few minutes ago. I'm gonna throw in the bread, hope for the best. We're gonna start with 45 minutes and see what happens. I'm terrified. Hey Siri, what's the difference between jam and jelly?
Jelly is a fruit-based spread made primarily from fruit juice, while jam contains crushed fruit and fruit pulp.
I'm making jam. This isn't jelly. Everything I thought I knew in life is a lie. This is a jam. Okay, strawberries look great. We've got these cut up. I'm gonna add a little bit of lemon juice. If you don't have a lemon lime juicer, you need one in your life. They're the best. And everyone says that you're supposed to put the fruit in like this because it's shaped like that, but I promise you it goes this way. It helps the juice go in so much better. I feel like I want to add a little bit of sugar to this. I mean, I know the strawberries are sweet, but, or maybe like honey. I wonder if I have honey. I think I do. Oh, I'm sorry. Has this hardened? Oh no. Has this solidified? What does that mean? Ew! It's like grainy. Okay, so we're not using honey and we're throwing this away ASAP. Okay, I decided to go with another more natural route instead of like regular plain sugar. I'm going maple syrup, just a little drizzle of that. Let's get to cooking these strawberries. Okay, again, no technique, just vibes. I'm gonna let this heat up a little bit and then just start mushing it and hoping for the best. I think what's so interesting is like when you start cooking a little bit more or baking or whatever, when you realize what it really takes to make something. Like for instance, the bread that I made, it was just flour, yeast, salt, and water. But isn't it crazy that like when you go to the store and you like look at the ingredient list, there's just so many extra things in the thing that you're buying? I mean, I know you have to have like shelf life and preservatives and things like that, but doesn't that suck? There's just so much extra unnecessary stuff in the things that we buy. This smells so good right now. I know it looks kind of gross, but it smells amazing. What do you guys think? Looks like jam. My intrusive thoughts are telling me to lick this right now, but it's boiling hot. So, I'm gonna put it in this little mason jar though so I can start to chill it. I think I'm gonna leave the lid off of it and let it just chill like this in the fridge. Okay, so the final part of the peanut butter and jam sandwich, of course, is none other than the star of the show, the peanut butter. I mean, these are peanuts right now, but you know. This is also perfect timing for me to learn how to make my own peanut butter, considering one, I'm out of peanut butter, and two, my favorite brand, Jif, is still not on the shelves because of their little salmonella outbreak or whatever. Like, come on, get it together. I need some Jif peanut butter in my life. It's the best brand. What is happening? So, crossing my fingers that this goes well, because this will make a lot of peanut butter and I can keep it and use it and actually eat it and maybe save a little money. And you already know, I've got my trusty food processor. Peanuts by themselves are actually kind of boring, but I find it so fascinating that you just mix them together, blend them up, and they taste so amazing. Peanut butter, you know? Daphne is so funny. I want to show you guys. I'm literally using the loudest food processor ever. And there she is in her little basket right there, just sleeping away. Daphne truly cracks me up because if I come back from Target and have some grocery bags, the sound of a grocery bag freaks her out. Like she runs under my bed, freaks out. But this, she's not even flinching. Make it make sense. I literally was just thinking to myself, I need to add a little bit of oil. Like, it's not really forming. The second I thought that, it literally started to kind of come together. It's like meshing a little bit together. What's the word? Blending? I don't even know. This is why I need to take a cooking class so I can learn the terminology. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. I do want to put a little bit of oil in there, just a little bit. Like, the oils are coming out of the peanuts, but I'm gonna add a little bit. It's the way I am absolutely mesmerized by the fact that you can just mix things together and they turn into other things. Hi, Kayla. Congrats on learning how cooking works. Wow. This footage is literally just me being shocked for 5 minutes straight. That's all it is. Okay, so I just added a little bit of maple syrup and then just a little bit more salt. Obviously blended it more, just getting obviously creamier and creamier here. Okay, peanut butter's done. Now I'm gonna transfer the peanut butter to a mason jar. Delicious. I'm just so excited that I have peanut butter now. Oh my God, my bread. Wait, what do I do? Oh no, my bread, I have to check on it. My bread, I'm coming. Okay, technically we made any more time, but let's check on it. I just opened the oven and it smells so good. I wanna check it out, okay? I'm so nervous right now. It obviously needs a little bit more time. It's still kind of doughy. It looks so good. Okay, we're gonna put it back in the oven for a little bit. I'm extremely proud of how this turned out. So the bread ended up taking about an hour, and I know it still kind of looks underdone, but it's definitely a little bit softer on top, so hopefully it's cooked all the way through. But they're both chilled now, and they look really good. And now it's time to put everything together and have a sandwich. Also, if you're wondering why it's important to not wear crop tops in the kitchen, I did end up burning myself. That little corner got me right on the stomach. I was doing something and I reached, and now I have a burn. I've been branded. I feel like it would be pretty hard to screw up peanut butter and jelly, or peanut butter and jam as we know now, but I really just want the bread to turn out good. That is all I really care about at this point. I don't know. I just want the inside to be cooked. That's all I want. And I ended up, like I said, cooking it for about an hour, baking it for about an hour, and then it's been sitting on my countertop for about 30 minutes, so it could still cool but be kind of warm. So fingers crossed. If this goes well, this is my first ever loaf of bread. Okay. I also don't have a bread knife, so this is gonna have to do. I kind of want to try it before I make it into a sandwich. Check this out. That's some pretty good bread. Nice and like doughy with a little crunchy crust, a crunchy like outer part. I'm gonna try it. Very chewy. This tastes like a store-bought loaf of bread, like from the bakery. I killed this. Okay, now time to assemble it into a sandwich. Because I made more of like a sourdough loaf kind of bread instead of like regular sandwich bread, I've decided just to go for this slice right here, and we're gonna go for an open-faced peanut butter and jam. It's not really a sandwich anymore. We've lost the essence of the sandwich since I'm not doing a top part, but we're just gonna roll with it. So first the peanut butter, and lastly, topping it off with some homemade strawberry jam. This looks like if you were to go to a really fancy restaurant and you asked for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, this is what they would make for you. Like a fine dining, open-faced peanut butter and jelly. What kind of peanut butter and jelly sandwich is this? It's not, it's toast. It's bread. Why am I so nervous for this? This is a big moment. This is homemade bread, homemade peanut butter, homemade jam on the fanciest open-faced peanut butter and jelly jam sandwich. I can't even call it a sandwich anymore. Let's just get into the taste test. Okay, here goes nothing. Wait a minute. I kind of popped off with this. Wait a sec. Why is this actually good? It's very dry. Honestly, I would have to rank this a solid 9 out of 10. The peanut butter is full flavor. It's creamy. It's amazing. I blended it for so long, so it's very smooth, very delicious. The jelly, the jam, whatever the heck you want to call it, is a little less sweet than I like it. I think because whenever I eat jellies and jams, they're full of sugar. I think next time if I were to make jam, I would definitely add something a little bit more sweet to it. And lastly, the bread is the perfect combination of soft on the inside, but then the outer part is very crunchy, very delicious. Overall, kind of obsessed with the open-faced aspect of peanut butter and jelly. Like the ratio of everything is perfect. I'm now realizing that a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with 2 pieces of bread, maybe a little bit too much bread ratio, but this was perfect. Honestly, 9 out of 10. I think I did a pretty good job. I'm very impressed with how everything turned out. I was gonna say that nothing got burned, but I ended up getting burned. But honestly, I'll take one for the team as long as the bread didn't burn and I didn't like overcook the jam. So I'm very happy about this. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for coming along with me on my cooking endeavors, and I'll see you in the next video.